Did you hear? NASA just found something that shouldn't exist. A comet named 3I Atlas showed up in our solar system this year, and it's breaking every single rule we thought we knew about how space works. The weirdest part, scientists have no idea where it actually came from, and the more they study it, the less sense it makes. Look, we've been watching comets for thousands of years. We know what they're supposed to do. They follow predictable paths. They're made of ice and rock. They come from places we can point to on a map. But 3I Atlas, this thing is different. And when I say different, I mean it's doing stuff that's making astronomers question everything they learned in school. There are 7 specific mysteries about this object that have NASA scientists scratching their heads. And some of these mysteries are so strange that they've sparked theories ranging from natural phenomena we've never seen before to, well, let's just say some people are thinking way outside the box. The problem started on a normal Tuesday morning at the Panstarsa Observatory in Hawaii. An astronomer was doing routine sky surveys, looking for asteroids that might pose a threat to Earth, when something appeared on the screen that made absolutely no sense. At first, they thought it was a glitch, but after checking and rechecking the data, they realized they were looking at something real, something that was moving through space in a way that defied explanation. They named it 3IA, TLAS. The 3I stands for Third Interstellar Object, meaning this was only the 3rd object we've ever detected that came from outside our solar system. The first was Oumuamua back in 2017, which caused enough controversy on its own. The second was Borisov in 2019, which behaved more like a normal comet. But 3I Atlas, this thing took everything we learned from those 2 objects and threw it out the window. Within days of its discovery, observatories around the world turned their telescopes toward this mysterious visitor, and that's when things got really weird. Let me explain something about how objects move through space. When something enters our solar system from the outside, it follows what's called a hyperbolic trajectory. Think of it like a car driving past your house. It comes from one direction, passes by, and continues in a predictable arc. The speed and angle tell us exactly where it came from. This is basic physics, stuff we've known for centuries. But 3I Atlas doesn't do this. Its trajectory is all over the place. When scientists first plotted its path, they calculated where it should have come from based on its speed and direction. They pointed their telescopes at that region of space, expecting to find a star system or some kind of source. Nothing. Absolutely nothing there. So they recalculated, thinking they made an error. Same. Result? They ran the calculations through 3 different computer models. Every single time, the math pointed to an empty region of space where nothing exists. But here's where it gets crazier. As 3I Atlas moved through our solar system, its trajectory changed. Not because of gravity from the sun or planets that's normal. It changed in ways that suggest something else was affecting it. Something we can't see or detect. It is like watching a ball roll across a floor and suddenly curve to the left for no reason. A ball doesn't just decide to change direction on its own. Something has to push it. NASA scientists tried to explain this with outgassing. When comets heat up near the sun, ice turns to gas and creates little jets that can push the comet slightly off course. But the trajectory changes on 3I Atlas were happening when it was still far from the sun, where it should have been too cold for significant and the magnitude of the changes was way bigger than what outgassing could explain. Some scientists started throwing around the word anomalous. In science, that's code for we have no idea what's going on. Mystery number 2. The composition problem. Every comet we've ever studied has a pretty standard recipe. Water ice, frozen carbon dioxide, ammonia, methane, some dust and rocks mixed in. When they get close to the sun, these materials heat up and create that beautiful glowing tail we all recognize. We can point a spectrometer at a comet from millions of miles away and tell you exactly what it is made of. Except we can't do that with 3IA. The spectroscopic data coming back from this object makes no sense. The light signature doesn't match any known comet composition. It's showing elements and compounds and ratios that shouldn't exist naturally. When scientists at the Keck Observatory in Hawaii analyzed the light reflecting off 3I Atlas, they found absorption lines that didn't correspond to any material in our database. Think about that for a second. We've studied thousands of comets. We've sent probes to land on them. We've collected samples from their tails. We have a pretty comprehensive library of what comets are made of. And suddenly, here's an object that doesn't match anything in that library. One researcher described it as trying to identify a recipe by tasting a dish, but the flavors don't match any ingredient you've ever encountered before. There's also something strange about its density, based on how it moves and how sunlight affects it. Scientists calculated that 3I Atlas should have a specific mass and density, but when they tried to confirm this with other methods, the numbers didn't add up. It's either much less dense than it should be, suggesting it's mostly empty space inside, or it's made of something with properties we don't understand. One team proposed that maybe 3I ATLAs has a hollow interior, like a cosmic egg, but that raises even more questions. How would a hollow comet form naturally? No one has a good answer. Mystery number 3, the missing tail. Here's something you probably know about comets. They have tails. It's their defining feature. The tail forms when solar radiation heats up the ice on the comet's surface, causing it to vaporize. The solar wind then pushes this gas and dust away from the sun. Every comet does this. Every single one. Except 3I Atlas barely has a tail. When it should have been developing a massive, visible tail as it approached the inner solar system, 3I Atlas showed almost nothing, a tiny wisp of material, barely detectable even with powerful telescopes. For reference, when a normal comet gets to the same distance from the sun that 3I Atlas reached, its tail would be easily visible from Earth, sometimes even with the naked eye. But 3I Atlas looked like it was just refusing to play by the rules. Scientists checked to see if maybe it was made of different materials that didn't vaporize as easily. But even rocky comets produce some tail. This thing acted like it had some kind of protective coating that prevented the solar radiation from affecting it normally. Some researchers suggested that maybe it had already made multiple passes through other star systems, stripping away its volatile materials, leaving only a rocky core. But if it was just a rock, we should be able to identify what kind of rock, and we can't. Plus, that theory contradicts the strange trajectory changes we talked about earlier. Mystery number 4. The temperature anomaly. Temperature in space is pretty straightforward. The closer you are to the sun, the hotter you get. We can calculate the exact temperature of an object based on its distance from the sun. These calculations are so reliable that we use them to design spacecraft. Well, 3I Atlas is showing temperature readings that don't match these calculations at all. Multiple infrared observations showed that parts of it were significantly warmer than they should be. And we're not talking about a small discrepancy. Some areas were registering temperatures dozens of degrees higher than predicted. In space, that's huge. Scientists recalibrated their instruments, used different telescopes, took measurements at different times. The same result every time. 3I Atlas was just hotter than it should be. So where was the extra heat coming from? One possibility is internal heat from radioactive decay, but the amount needed would make 3I ATLAs, basically a flying nuclear reactor. And we'd be detecting other signatures that aren't there. The temperature mystery gets even stranger when you look at how the heat is distributed. It's not uniform. Some areas are hot, some are cold, creating patterns that look almost deliberate, with sharp boundaries between them. It's almost as if someone painted different sections with different materials, each with its own thermal properties. Mystery number 5. The rotation riddle. Most objects in space rotate. Asteroids, comets, planets. They all spin. The spin tells us a lot about an object's history, how fast it rotates, whether it's stable or wobbling. All these things provide clues. And you guessed it, 3I ATLAs rotates in a way that seems to violate physics. What do you think's going on with this bizarre object? Let me know your theories in the comments. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of our universe. See you next time. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're re-diving deep into one of the most baffling astronomical mysteries of our time. An object known as 3I ALAS. It's not just another rock flying through space. This object is breaking the laws of physics as we know them, and it has scientists seriously scratching their heads. Let's explore the 7 biggest mysteries surrounding 3I. First up is its rotation. For an object of its size and shape, it's spinning way too slowly. Imagine a figure skater pulling their arms in to spin faster, but instead, they mysteriously slow down. That's what 3I Atlas is doing, and it's not even a steady spin. It speeds up and slows down randomly, with no detectable cause. What's more, its axis of rotation is all over the place. Most objects in space have a stable spin, like Earth, pointing towards the North Star. But 3I tumbles chaotically, as if it just survived a massive collision. The problem, there are no signs of any recent impact, no debris, no fragments, nothing. Some have suggested it's a loose rubble pile of smaller rocks, but it doesn't reflect light like one. This bizarre rotation is the first of many red flags. Then there's the radio silence. This is where things get really strange. When radio telescopes were pointed at 3I ATLAs, they found nothing. Complete, dead silence. In fact, it's quieter than it should be. It appears to be absorbing or blocking the natural background radio waves of the universe, creating a kind of radio shadow. Think of walking into a noisy room, and suddenly a pocket of complete silence appears around you. That's what 3I Atlas is doing in space. Natural objects like comets or asteroids just don't do this. This strange property even caught the attention of SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. They scanned it for artificial signals and found nothing. But the fact they even looked at a comet tells you how unusual this object is. The radio silence remains a profound and unexplained mystery. But the biggest puzzle of all, the one that has caused the most debate, is the acceleration problem. 3I Atlas is speeding up, but not in any way we can explain. Comets accelerate from outgassing, where ice turns to gas and acts like a tiny rocket. But to accelerate this much, 3I Atlas would need a massive, visible tail of gas, which it simply doesn't have. Other forces like solar radiation pressure or the Yarkovsky effect are far too weak to account for the changes. Here's the kicker. An analysis of its acceleration patterns found they are not random. They seem optimized, as if the object is intelligently adjusting its speed and direction to follow a specific path. The probability of these patterns being random is less than 1%. This has led some scientists, very quietly, to start using the word probe when discussing 3I. It's a controversial idea, but if you were designing an interstellar craft to explore a solar system, you'd want it to accelerate just like this. One prominent Harvard astronomer has pointed out that if 3I Atlas were an artificial object, all 7 of its mysteries, its strange composition, lock of a tile, weird heat signature, chaotic rotation, radio absorption, and controlled acceleration would be, as Ali explained. Of course, critics say this is jumping to conclusions. The history of science is full of mysteries that turned out to have natural explanations. Pulsars were once nicknamed little green men signals before we understood they were neutron stars. But we've never seen anything like 3I ATLAs. It's not just one anomaly, it's a whole collection of them, all bundled into one object. So, where does that leave us? Scientists continue to track 3I ATLAS, gathering as much data as they can before it leaves our solar system forever. Is it a 1 in a billion natural anomaly that will rewrite our understanding of comets? Or is it something else, something that challenges our place in the universe? The debate rages on, but one thing is for sure. 3I Atlas has reminded us that space is still full of incredible surprises, and we have so much more to learn. What do you think's going on with this mysterious visitor? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you want to stay updated on this incredible story, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you next time.